this is video number 3. In the first video, we actually talked about, I guess you could say, the physical attributes and how that kind of worked in favor of Canelo and worked against Jermell Charlo. For our second video, we talked about Canelo's high guard and how it was used to neutralize Jermell Charlo's best weapon, and overall gave him the opportunity to kind of neutralize range in a way, we could say. And for this third video, we're going to talk about the body shots that I believe paid dividends, especially in those later rounds where Jermell Charlo didn't really look as mobile. But I also believe that those body shots did a lot of damage, and you ultimately saw it, especially in the post fight press conference, just because of the fact that Jermell Charlo's face didn't really look as beaten down. From what I saw, I think that Canelo paid a little bit more attention to the body than he did going upstairs. But I believe that a lot of people don't really pay attention to Canelo's body work as a whole, because ultimately another thing that people don't really realize is that he actually uses a very long right hand to actually go to the body. On the other side, of course, it's not that effective in terms of, like, it might not hurt as much just because most of the liver actually sits on the right side, which is more useful if you actually throw a left hook, right? But ultimately, it's something that Canelo does use and is very effective with it, as well as the fact that he'll like maybe even jab up here, boom, and then throw a looping overhand looping right hand to the body, right? So jab, looping right hand to the body, right? And of course, it still hurts, right? I mean, your rib cage is there, right? So that's basically what Canelo did. He invested into the body a lot. He threw a very long right hand to the body, similar to Amir Khan. I mean, I don't really want to say that, of course, like, they're not the same type of opponent, it's not the same style, but overall I think that the looping right hand to the body, of course, was one of those things that actually slowed down Amir Khan. Like, I believe in that fight, Canelo landed somewhere between like 15 to 20 punches to the body, and I believe like 11 of them were like by the right hand, right? So jab, looping right hand, boom, jab, looping right hand. One thing that Canelo actually did is he switched up that right looping shot to the body, and he sometimes would throw it over the top, right? So when he throws it over the top, he kind of comes with it. As he's coming with it, it kind of like puts him in a position to create leverage, to create that torque to actually throw the left hook to the body, right? Which he actually invested throughout this whole fight, right? So that was kind of like one of the big things that Canelo actually did, right? When he was close enough, right? Like he would tee off with those body shots, right? Or sometimes, just simply the left hook. If he was really, really close, if he had some range or some distance in front of him, right? Once he felt like he was close enough, he would actually throw that looping right hook to the body. And ultimately, I mean, you kind of saw in the early rounds, Jermell just kind of like, going around, right? And once Canelo just kind of like started cutting off the ring, getting close enough, using his guard to actually, fuck with Jermell's range, he actually found the opportunity to invest in these body shots, whether it be right there or whether it be kind of long, and he would throw that looping right hand to the other side of Jermell Charlo's body. And ultimately, you guys didn't really see Jermell move as efficiently as he did during those first few rounds. Of course, as I mentioned, and I hate saying this, of course, the weight, to a certain extent, played a factor, but you can't also take away the fact that Canelo did invest a lot to the body, and definitely those shots hurt a lot and will slow you down. Anything you want to add, bro?
How much did he ever land punches on the forearm?
Yeah, but he did land a significant amount on the arms, bro, because he would throw the overhand right a lot, and sometimes like it would catch his arm. Like he would get his arm.
It's kind of a underlooked body, because it's still body. Yeah, he used a lot against the British dude.
He used Smith,
one of the Smiths. Yeah. I remember he kind of messed up his forearm.
He did it with Bivol as well. Just that Bivol, I guess, being a bigger fighter, I guess a more stoic fighter, like he didn't see it. But after the fight, you would see Bivol's arm, and it was really bruised up. It was very, very purple.
Yeah. So like him landing, he wants to land with the body, but with obviously Charlo wants to block. It's still landing on the body or on the forearm or bicep. Still win. One more preferred, but still you still do damage on the forearm and bicep if they land, especially Canelo's power. That's hard. He's hitting with everything. You can really. We saw Smith, but damn near broke his arm. So it's kind of one of those things that's overlooked. It's not really like mentioned a lot, but it's very effective because you're taking away
you're basically like kind of like numbing somebody's hand, especially like getting hit over and over, and especially like with this nerve that runs in between like your tricep and your bicep. Like the more you hit it, like your hand does get heavier, your arms get heavier, and ultimately you don't have, as you mentioned, you don't have the ability to actually like land strikes or block, bro. Yeah, because after that you kind of like start thinking a little bit more like, damn, bro, like if I take one more hit, that's my arm right there.
Yeah. So it's kind of a small thing that Canelo does. A bunch of people do it, but Canelo more famously does it, right?
Yeah, because I believe because of the power, bro. The power definitely does play a part, as I mentioned in the first video. Of course, like somebody that doesn't punch a lot, maybe you have the opportunity to kind of like take a little bit more of those punches. But if it's somebody that's hitting you really, really hard, I mean, you can't really take too much of those. It's kind of like the same thing that you said with blocks, bro. Like in Muay Thai, you know, like if somebody like hits you like way too much, like you're eventually gonna crumble.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys, that'll conclude episode number 3. We have 2 more for you guys.